Hi there everyone, welcome to another tutorial here on the channel, and we're going to be looking at command blocks yet again in this video. I'm going to be showing you how to do a player location detector in Minecraft. So the idea being is that you are detecting the player coordinates or location or the block they are in at any given time. And as you can see here, the detector has activated when I've gone inside this block area right here, and it deactivates as soon as I walk off it. So this is quite a sophisticated system, because if I place a block above the area, you can see that it does not activate. It only activates when I'm in this particular block area. So it's basically detecting where this dirt block is right now. That is the area it is actually detecting. And if I go one block below, you can see that also doesn't trigger it either. It's only when I'm in this particular area. So before we get into this tutorial, I need to tell you about one thing. There is a block coordinate in the world you have to note down before you make this detector. And this detector is only 3 blocks in length. So only 3 command blocks are needed. And yeah, it is that straightforward. So the block coordinate we need is the block coordinate of this dirt block right here. So it's basically the block above where you want the player to stand. So this one right here. So in order to find that out, we're going to use the F3 debug information. And if you look on the right in the center of the screen, there should be a targeted block with 3 numbers. This is the X, Y, and Z coordinate of the block we are looking at. So you're going to want to jot that down so we can use that for the detector. Okay. So this detector itself, it's 1 repeating command block, 2 chain command blocks. They're all always active as well in the settings, and they all flow into each other as well. And basically, this is what each of the command blocks actually do very, very quickly before I show you the commands. So this command block resets lamp. So this is what allows the detector to reset itself. This second command block detects player location and places lamp if needed. Now, the other thing that's very interesting about this detector is usually these types of detector I make in my videos are only 2 blocks in length, but this one is actually 3. And I'm going to try and explain why that is the case. So this one removes case where player head, or head, I should say, head is in detection zone. So what do I mean by this? There is a case where we do not want the lamp to appear, is essentially what I'm trying to say. Now, when it comes to a Minecraft player, we obviously span over 2 blocks height. Okay, so when I'm standing above this diamond block right here, the lower part of my body is in the detection zone. But I do not want the detector to activate if the top bit of my body or my head is in the detection zone. So when it actually checks the attributes of the player location, it's actually checking the entire body of the player. So basically, I want it to detect if I'm on a block, but not if my head is in the block. So hopefully that makes sense. If you do not have this additional case added, what ends up happening is the detector will activate when you're on the block, but if you go 1 block lower, it will still be active. So we are removing that special edge case, if you like. So bear that in mind. Hopefully that made sense as to why we're actually doing that. And basically all this command block is doing is removing the lamp if it ever appears, if this case with the player head actually occurs, or the upper body, I should say. So This detector ends up resetting itself, as you can see, because this area gets constantly updated. So what ends up happening is it removes the lamp and then places the lamp again if the player location logic is valid. So that is how the detector is reactive and works. So the free commands are going to be in the description of the video, but I'm going to show you these commands in a text editor so I can show you in more detail. All right, everyone, we're now inside the text editor right here to go through these commands, and these are the free commands we're going to be going through. The commands in the description will be in one great big long string, but parts of these commands I've put onto separate lines, so it's easier to show you. But this first command right here is very, very simple. It's just setting air at the location of the lamp. So it's removing the lamp and setting it to air as a block. So bear that in mind. And also, in all of these commands, I'm using relative coordinates to remove the lamp, place the lamp, and so on. You may have to tweak these depending on your setup or your circumstance and what you're actually doing. So bear that in mind. Now, the second command block is the first bit of the logic we have to go through. This is the main one that places the lamp. So we're using a /execute if entity command because we're checking an entity which happens to be at P, which is the nearest player. And these 6 attributes are what we're actually checking. So X, Y, and Z are the coordinates we noted down a moment ago. So these are the X, Y, and Z checks we need to do on the player, and DX, DY, and DZ. Now, these are additional parameters that are alongside the position we provide in this command. And the idea is that DX, DY, and DZ provide an area from a particular block. If you make it 0, then it only focuses on one block only, one block area. But if you make DX, DY, and DZ bigger, it will then create an area around that block. But we do not want to do that. We want to check one block only. So that is why we're doing 0 for all of these. And if it is successful, it will run a setblock command and set the area where the lamp is supposed to be to a redstone lamp and lit equals true. So that's that. Now, the third command is the edge case I was saying a moment ago. This is actually checking if your head is in the detection block area we are looking at. And that happens if the player is detected as being the block below the one we are checking. So you'll notice I'm using Y equals 65 instead of 66. So that is the check we're doing. And if the player is detected in that area as well, it will then set Minecraft air at the location of the lamp. So essentially what we're doing here is at first we are checking, does the player intersect that block in some way? And that's if, our feet are actually standing in it. But we cannot be intersecting the block below. So that is just something you have to bear in mind. And essentially, we are basically checking, is the Minecraft player's feet in the block below? And if it is, we do not want the detector to detect that our head or upper body is in the detection zone we are looking at. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully this has helped you out and given you some extra information. Okay, everyone, thank you for watching this video right here. If you did enjoy the video and you learned something new, then a like, subscribe on the video would be very much appreciated, and make sure that you hit the notification bell to stay notified of any future videos here on the channel. And also, if you want to check out my socials, they're on screen or in the description. I sometimes do thoughts of the day in my community area on the channel, so be sure to get involved with those. It'd be very, very awesome for as many people to join in on those as possible. And if you have any tutorials you want me to actually look at or visit or actually do, then leave it in the comments. I may do it in a future video. I'll see you in the next video. Stay happy and healthy as always, and bye-bye.